Hello, 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 and welcome to the VegInspired live show with me, your host, Kathy Davis. Do you like the new music? Let me know in the comments if you like the new music. We're shifting things up a little bit, getting a little bit more jazzy and pumped up, and really trying to make these VegInspired lives so inspiring and so helpful for you as you navigate your plant-based journey. Drop some emojis in the chat. I see Allison over there coming in from New Mexico. Let me know where you're tuning in live. If you're over on YouTube, over on Facebook, let me know where you are. I am coming to you live this week from Southern Vermont. Wow. It's hard to believe that a year ago we were exploring Montana, getting ready to leave Glacier National Park, and right now we are all the way across the country in Southern Vermont. As a quick background, I am a real person. I do travel full-time in a fifth wheel RV with my husband, John, and our little cat, Eddie. Eddie is sleeping right now, but you never know when he wants to show up and make an appearance. So I ask for your grace as we live real life living over here. For those of you just turning in or catching this on YouTube who may not know me, my name is Kathy Davis. I am a former school teacher turned plant-based lifestyle and mindset coach. I am the founder of both VegInspired and the Eat More Plants Academy, and I'm a 3-time plant-based cookbook author. I help people adopt a plant-based lifestyle so they can lose weight, gain energy, or achieve their wellness goals and live life on their terms. Now, I've been eating and creating vegan meals for over 8 years, and over the past 2.5 years, I shifted my way of eating to follow a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. I experienced tremendous results, renewed energy, a newfound sense of joy, a healthier mind and body, and I'm dedicated to providing people with resources so they can make a similar transformation. And while if you've been around long enough, it's easy for you to see that I've also lost almost 50 pounds following a whole food plant-based way of eating. The other benefits are just as meaningful to me. And a lot of times I get the question, okay, so how do you stick with it? How do you make it work? How do you not fall off the wagon? How do you turn it into a lifestyle? So give me some fire in the chat, some hands up. Let me know if you want to learn how to make it stick, how to make it stick once and for all. No more yo-yoing, no more falling off the wagon, no more beating yourself up over a food choice. So let me know. We've got tuning in from St. Louis, New Mexico, all of this. Very exciting, very exciting. So something I hear a lot from my clients and community members is that they know what to do, right? We all have the knowledge. There's not a lack of information on how to eat more plants or what to eat or what to follow. But most of the time we find ourselves not able to stick with it. We find ourselves stuck in the self-sabotage, the outside influences, the temptations, the cravings, the old habits that resurface their ugly heads. When we find ourselves stopping and starting and restarting all too often. And those clients, those community members, they find me because they're seeking support, they're seeking accountability, and they're seeking the stickiness factor from our mentorship and my experiences. And what they find is that when they follow through with my formulas, my strategies, they find success. They find they're able to create the lifestyle of plant-based eating that fits with their weight, their health, and their lifestyle goals. Is that you? Do you relate to this? Are you tired of yo-yoing, tired of starting and stopping? Comment me, M-E, me in the chat if that's you, if you're tired of it, if you're ready once and for all to make it a way of life, to make it your lifestyle. So today I want to share 3 tips for sticking with plant-based eating. And if you caught the teaser of this, you know that my tip number 1, it will always be my number 1 tip, is plan, plan, plan. Meal plan, grocery plan, plan for circumstances that might be out of your control, plan before you go to a restaurant, plan ahead. Plan ahead. Don't move forward without a plan. Don't move forward without some type of idea of how you're going to navigate that circumstance. You may not all have all the information, but if you've at least given it some thought, you can move forward. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, right? To creating a lifestyle where you don't even have to think about what you're going to do. It just happens. And for me, my lifestyle pretty much just happens. Now, I do plan accordingly for the plant-based restaurants on our travels. I do plan accordingly to make sure that I have enough food and enough snacks each week to really make sure that I'm able to get a variety of food, but also that I have foods that I love. And in the beginning, planning is essential. It is essential to your success because we create habits aligned with the life we want. In order to do that, we have to be conscious of our actions. We have to consciously make the decision, consciously make the choice to take the action that aligns with our goals. That's why a meal plan is so instrumental in making this work, because you're creating conscious actions that align with your goal. Those actions then become part of your week, part of your day, part of your routine, and they become the habits that you do day in and day out. It's the automatically grabbing fruit for a snack instead of goldfish. It's automatically eating a salad before every meal. It's buying those foods for the salad instead of having to think about what goes in a salad. You've planned it out so many times, you know what goes in your salad. You've planned in your snacks, you've planned in your meals. They excite you. You're excited. You don't get pulled off the wagon to order takeout because that recipe just doesn't sound appealing anymore. And now that doesn't necessarily mean a new recipe every day. It can simply be planning in the fresh fruit from the local farm stand or grilling up your favorite vegetables because you're able to enjoy that outdoor time while you're cooking. And what we encourage you to do with your planning is to find the meals that align with your goals. Find the meals that make you happy. When you look at your plate, you see all those colors, you taste all those familiar flavors, and you're like, yes, this is what I want to eat for the rest of my life. This is it. I've reached it. And then you plan more of those. And then you plan to take those to family gatherings, and you plan to take those to outings, and you plan to take those for your lunches, and you plan more of those in. And the next thing you know, those are habits. You're no longer pulled to those old habits of cooking up, let's say, an animal meat and veggies. Now you're pulled to the starches. Now you're pulled to the whole grains, the quinoa, and you're excited to make more of them. You're finding the joy in those whole plant foods, those clean plant ingredients. So tip number one, plan, plan, plan. Don't get caught without an idea, without a little bit of forethought going into what that next step looks like. Tip number two, add more plant foods that align with your goal. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, gosh, Kathy, that's like everybody says that. Like, just eat more plants, just eat more plants. But here's the thing. You have to know the plant foods that align with your goals. You have to know the plant foods that align with your goals. There are tons of plant-based options on the market that may not align with your goals. High-fat, highly processed plant foods are not optimum for weight and wellness management. Eating super processed foods that process very quickly in your body, that digest very quickly, won't keep you satiated, won't keep you energized. So when you add more plant foods that align with your goals of weight loss, energy, wellness, it might mean adding a second side dish of those grilled, steamed, or roasted veggies. It might be eating a salad or a veggie soup before all of your meals so that you can really get a variety of foods. It might be adding a fruit to your snack or eating fruit as the dessert every day so that you get hooked on the sweetness and the flavor of those fruits and those enjoyable, tasty ingredients. It might be stopping by a farm stand every week so that you can really start to eat the foods that are in season and start to eat them as closely grown to your hometown as possible. It might be changing those habits to grab those fruits for a midday snack, or to pass on the coffee and eat something a little more energizing like veggies and hummus or some potatoes. Focus on filling your day with the foods that align to your goals rather than what you can't eat. You see, that's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make, is that they focus so much on what they can't have instead of opening their hearts and their mind to the abundance of plant-based foods and foods that are as close to nature intended, that are easy to eat. Fruits, vegetables can be very easy, very quick to put together and eat. Now, if that means looking up a whole food cookie recipe or banana ice cream to satisfy those evening cravings, or providing you with an alternative, do it. Lean into that. If that means looking for whole food snack ideas, maybe deviled potatoes, maybe crispy air fried chickpeas, maybe veggies in an oil free hummus, maybe a new bean dip, do it. Lean into it. Look for those whole food options. If that means skipping the junk foods and replacing them with healthier alternatives that line with your goals, do it. Right? If you need help support with that, let me know in the comments. We could do a whole session on snacks. If that would be interesting to you, comment snacks in the chat. Let's see how we can do. However, you can add more of those familiar plant foods to your meals, to your snacks that really align with your goals. Step into it. Look for ways to do that. So that's tip number 2. Increase the variety of familiar plant foods to your meals and snacks. Now, tip number 3, a lot of times people will say, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about it, right? This is how overcomplicated we make adopting a plant-based lifestyle. And tip number 3 is to simplify. Don't overthink your plant-based meals. For decades, you were on autopilot. You grabbed the chicken out of the fridge, you took some ground meat and you flipped it up into tacos or chili and all of that. Don't overthink your plant-based meals. Allow yourself to lean into new versions of your meals. Maybe it is just pasta with veggies. Maybe it is chickpeas in place of chicken in your favorite recipes. Let the natural flavors of these veggies, the potatoes, the whole grains, the herbs and spices and citrus shine through in your recipes, but don't overcomplicate it. Don't feel like you have to, cook 17-step gourmet meals every day of the week. Something as simple as boiled potatoes, grilled corn, and a salad can be an amazing meal that's very satisfying and very energizing and fills you up and gives you a balanced amount of foods to really leverage what you're doing. Enhance those foods with your favorite herbs, your favorite sauces, barbecue sauce, maple mustard dressings, vinegars, and then fill your plate with these whole plant foods that you already love. Brown rice and grilled veggies, sweet potatoes with black beans, pasta with roasted or steamed vegetables. Simplify it, break it down into easy bite-sized, pun intended, steps so that you can add variety without feeling like it's overwhelming every day, right? We didn't eat overwhelming meals before we went plant-based. Let's not try to overthink it and eat overwhelming meals right now. What is some simple swap that you can make? Can you have oatmeal instead of cereal? Can you have a veggie sandwich instead of a turkey and cheese? Can you have a soup or a salad in a veggie soup or a veggie, high veggie salad with beans in place of your, old hearty salads that might have had grilled chicken? Like, really start to think about ways that you can simply make that swap so that you're not overcomplicating it and feeling overwhelmed every day. When you overcomplicate your plant-based meals, you're likely to see the obstacles. You're likely to fall off the wagon because it does seem hard. It does seem time consuming. It might feel challenging to try and come up with all these weird alternatives. Don't. Lentils, great substitute for beef in your beefy recipes. Mushrooms, an awesome textural substitute for steaks and burgers. Beans, you can do black beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, pinto beans are excellent cooked up with barbecue sauces and different sauces to add that extra burst of protein. And then when you're thinking about like pastas, switch to a whole grain, up the level of brown rice. Just look at ways that you can eat closer to nature intended, less processed. Now, I always like to add in these bonus tips because I always encourage you to look at your life holistically. So we're going to talk about 4 other areas that you can really, really start to become aware of on your plant-based journey. And one of those is intentional movement. Add more intentional movement to your day. The second one is hydration. Increase your water. Increase those hydrating vegetables and fruits that you eat. When you add more fiber, you're going to want to add more water. Take a look at your sleep habits. Are you getting to bed early enough? Are you getting enough sleep each day? And lastly, really start to look at your self-talk and how you talk about food. Are you still talking about plant-based eating as a diet instead of your healthy lifestyle? Are you talking about your relationship with food using the words can't, using the words shouldn't, using the words cheat? Ditch the diet BS, ditch the diet culture, and start focusing on what you can do. Start acting and speaking to yourself and in your mind and out loud about the positives of the healthy choices. Start to normalize in your life and in your conversations choosing apples over cookies, right? Now, while these are not food related, it's really important from a wellness perspective that you create this holistic bubble around yourself, incorporating movement, hydration, good sleep habits, and positive self-talk about your lifestyle change will bring a different energy. It will put you on a different level of energy and frequency as you're moving forward. It'll make you feel better. And when you feel better, you'll make more of an attempt to take care of yourself and take the actions that align with your goals. Movement increases serotonin and endorphins, which make you happy. Hydration helps with organ function and keeping all that fiber you are eating healthily moving through your body. And sleep is an often overlooked habit that can be an extremely distinguishing factor in your success. When you are well rested, you are more likely to take action rather than fall victim to those excuses and alibis that we hold. Right? Sticking to any goal is about clearly defining what you want because you know exactly what you don't want. And then focusing on that which you want by taking these daily actions, planning, eating more of the plant foods, and simplifying it. And then adding in those 4 other basic holistic health tasks. I recently read a book that said the daily habits of doing seemingly insignificant tasks lead to big results. That's so important. I'm going to repeat it. The daily habit of doing seemingly insignificant tasks can lead to big results because they start to compound. What is your plant-based goal? What are those daily habits that you need to incorporate day in and day out to help you reach that goal? Now, habits are important. So if you're watching, whether you're live or on the replay, and you want a copy of my August habit tracker, you can start today and do 30 days of these habit trackings. Comment habits below, and we will make sure to get that sent over to you so that you can start these habits. You can start incorporating these simple tasks right into your daily life, and you can make August 2022 the turning point in your lifestyle. No matter when you're watching this, starting to track your habits is a key piece of building those incremental results. Thank you so much for tuning in to the VegInspired Live. We love bringing you public trainings to help you maximize and leverage the power of plants and really adopt these healthier habits. If there's a topic you want to hear us talk about, let us know in the comments below, and we'll be back next week, Tuesday, noon Eastern, with another amazing training. Bye.